Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature. Learn, grow, and take charge of your retirement. This is the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast with financial advisor Bryan Gaiser, founder of Gaiser Financial Group.
Let's talk about Social Security because we are now 6 years away from potential cuts to our Social Security checks if Congress does nothing to address the trust fund solvency issue that's been happening. It's been happening for years. Nobody should be surprised by this information. So, and we've talked about Social Security in the past and, you know, the why that's brought us to where we are. And some analysts are saying the only way to fix this is to raise taxes. However, there's another article that's arguing raising taxes is in fact a bad idea. And their math shows raising taxes, it helps. But what actually is the better call is to push the full retirement age from 67 to 69. They say it does more to shore up the system. So the what can we do about Social Security is such a big question. But to break down a little bit here on the radio today, working to empower ourselves with what we can do, how would a change like that affect somebody's retirement planning? And, you know, how do we manage it? What do we need to do? How are you advising clients in this conversation?
You know, this is one that's really serious because a lot of people going, that's my pension that my company doesn't give me. And they're going to have to change their planning around some because I have a feeling they will make some changes. Exactly what those changes are, I don't know. I'm going to suggest to you that 69 might be a reality.
Okay. Skip
to 68, go to 69, or scare us with 69, and then we go, okay, 68's okay.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is, too, you remember you can't, until you reach full retirement age, you can't work and collect Social Security. So it's going to take some of that out of folks that say, hey, I'm going to work 68, 69 years old. And at that point, I'm going to take Social Security and maybe work a couple of more years, pay off my house with my Social Security. Because I advise some people like that. You know, I'll say, hey, why don't you take Social Security at 67? I know you're not going to retire to 68 and continue to work. Use that Social Security to, one, fund you a nice reserve bucket, or let's go over here and let's pay your house off. Because if you don't have that $2,000 payment with $1,500 of it principal and interest, then that's $1,500 going to you now, you know, and the taxes and insurance. Yeah, you got to continue to pay that. But it really just boils down to, I think this is the cornerstone of a lot of people that come in here. Hey, you know, I was really dependent on that bucket. So they may cut it by a percentage. Raising taxes, well, they're going to take more of your Social Security from you if they raise taxes, right?
Right.
Because all they're going to do is give it to you and give it back.
Right.
Right now, there's no state tax on Social Security. Are they going to come in and are they not going to allow you to write off? Are they going to take away that extra 15%? Worst case scenario. Social Security, there's no state tax out of North Carolina, Virginia, or South Carolina. But federally, worst case scenario, 15% of it's tax-free. Are they going to take that tax-free away and start charging that tax? Because it's relative to all the other incomes you make. So I looked at this and I was like, golly, because if you take this one couple, she's around 68, he's around 73, 74. And you take their Social Security combined, they have about 80 grand. Their expenses run around 92, so we draw off of their monies. You know, what if, are they going to mess with their Social Security? Are they going to tax more of their Social Security? That will change the equation. They got to draw more out of their IRA. What if they have to draw more out of the IRA? then they're going to have to pay more taxes. So no matter what, they'll raise taxes in one way or the other. That's by cutting tax breaks or raising taxes. I mean, it's just where we are. Because, see, government is do as I say, not as I do. We can print money, you can't.
Right, right.
Unfortunately, we got to just pay attention to who we're putting in there so we can be responsible. All I want to hear from them is we're going to be responsible.
Okay.
Because the rest will take care of itself if you're responsible, if you live within your means. Tends to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Either people come to your organic price that's there from that, or they don't have a business, from all the expense. Because that's why you have a runaway expense in healthcare and all that. Well, darn, the government will pay for it. They just said, we're going to eliminate fraud and live within our means. That's what I'm voting for. The rest, all the social stuff, I'll take care of on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll judge my own social. Don't tell me what I can or can't do from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with this, this couple, it would change their equation. They have a small pension of about $12,000 a year, but 5 years ago, we took a portion of their funds that they had in their IRA and we put it into a fixed indexed annuity with that really strong, just here in the recent, we've had a lot of strong ones over the last 4 or 5 years where the payout is really good. So at age 75 and he'll be like 78, 70, somewhere in that range. I don't remember their exact age. They're about 4 or 5 years apart.
Yeah.
But they'll get a joint payout that'll kick in again to help with inflation. But if they mess with their Social Security, we're going to have to do something a little additional, possibly.
Okay.
But you do tend to slow down your expenses. But the point I'm trying to make is, they got about 92 base. That's a good thing. And then they able to draw some dividends off of some of their accounts and all, make up the difference and live the lifestyle they want. But the lifestyle today might be 10, 15% more if they do that. Might be 20% more to live just like they're living today. The only thing saving them, the older we get, we normally start to even reduce expenses later on because, I don't like to go as much. All that stuff kicks in. But when it comes to Social Security, they're going to raise taxes whether they cut the tax breaks you get with Social Security or they're going to raise taxes by raising taxes and give you the tax break only to tell you to send it back to us when you pay your tax bill. And so that's my biggest concern about this, raising in the full retirement age right now is 67. Mm-hmm. So when you get there, you can take Social Security, continue to work. Mm-hmm. Maybe you hadn't got your house paid off. A couple of years with Social Security, I could pay off the rest of my house. That's going to increase my income. I'm going to get my COLAs. I see them squeezing on the COLAs, the cost of living adjustments, all of these kind of things. So it's good, solid planning and having a backup plan is the solution.
Okay.
And that's putting money, you're going to have to create some of your own pensions, or you're going to have to have a good dividend plan or good interest plan, whatever it may be. But what is that? Which one's the best? Which one works best for me? And I'm a big fan, take care of income. If you really get focused on, I want surplus income in retirement, then you can take these hits from Social Security. You can take these hits. But here's the best thing that's in your pocket, though. It is the largest voting bloc. So, our folks 65 and older. So the point is you do have the control. You just got to be smart and vote with your conscience.
Got it.
And without being political. That's what this is, though. They have total control over it.
Got it.
So I'm not really trying to be political. It's just a reality.
Okay.
And you're going to have to pay your own bills because no one else will. So I hope they don't do anything extremely drastic, but it's going to take something. But they've always carrot and stick. I have a feeling it's going to be a, ninth inning grand slam. Oh, we found this. Okay. We're only going to, they'll make it worse than ever and then cut it back some. Okay. So it might be 68 will be the new full retirement age. And that might be enough to buy us another 20 years. Okay. But they kind of come back to this about every 50 years. 50 years ago, we had the same problem. Now we got the same problem again.
Okay.
When it's like at this level.
Yeah.
But it's really just irresponsible spending. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Except for it has everything to do with us, Bryan. And that's exactly why we bring this conversation to you, because so many people have paid into Social Security. They have planned for it in retirement. Now this conversation is happening. So what can we do? How do we empower ourselves?
Yeah, here's the phone number, folks. 336-586-5861. Once again, 336-586-5861. I'm in Greensboro. We sit down and we try to plan around this. We try to plan for these things, especially if it's important to you or if you deeply depend on your Social Security. This appointment might be for you. 336-586-5861, no obligation. We'll put together a plan that works for you. Give us a call today, 336-586-5861. Once again, I'm in Greensboro, right off of Friendly Avenue on Dolly Madison. And love to meet you. Love to give you about an hour of my time. Give us a call.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast. To learn more, visit geiserfinancial.com. Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature.